Do you remember Agent Orange being sprayed?
Yes, we had one ship that had been used and was used to spray Agent Orange. It had a rather large tank in the back where it was mixed, and it had like an agricultural spray rig out to the side. And I forget what the recommended airspeed was, but when we did that, then the gunships would fly behind us and cover us in case we'd get shot at. That ship, when we didn't have a spray mission, was used to carry troops. And I believe it was aircraft 258. And they couldn't keep it painted. They'd paint it and the paint would peel off and stuff. And when we flew it, and if the spray got on us, there wasn't anything that said, take your uniform off right away and wash it, or any protective clothing that we wore, or, if our gloves, which were in short supply, if they got moisture on them, we didn't even wash those out. We just wore them the next day. Yeah, we sprayed it.
You mentioned the gunships covering you. Were they flying behind you, or behind this helicopter that was spraying?
Not directly behind, but they'd fly off. One would be off the right wing and one would be off the left wing, far enough back to where if somebody shot at the bird that was spraying, if somebody shot, or even if they were escorting a single ship QE or a flight, or whenever they were far enough back that they could engage and shoot their weapons immediately in the area that aircraft was in. If they were up any closer, they wouldn't be able to engage it. Sometimes they would be equally spaced across to cover the aircraft or the flight. And if you took fire from the right side, the guy on the right would immediately engage, and the other guy would come up and get ready to cover this guy when the initial gunship made us run, and when it broke, usually to the right, when they broke, then this gunship covered his break by engaging the area where they were getting fire, and then this guy would turn around and climb up and try to be in a position to cover this guy when he broke, until the flight or the aircraft that had been shot at was out of danger. Usually one or two runs, and of course folks were far enough away where they wouldn't be engaged again, or they may, if they're still continuing to be engaged, this guy, the second guy, may cover the initial break and then turn and cover the flight, while this guy climbed up and covered his break and continued to cover the flight. The tactics that were used by our Huey gunships, the B-miles, was quite different from what the tactics used by the Cobras were. Cobras usually started out at a lot higher altitude. The B-model gunships, or the Charlie model gunships, the Huey gunships, because they were closer to the same level, I felt a lot better covered, because they were close enough to where they could also take the fire that was shooting at us, whereas a Cobra started from a lot higher altitude. If their armament engaged the enemy, they broke a lot higher, so they really were no longer a threat, so then they would change the fire to flight. I felt more comfortable with the Huey gunships.
So to get back to Agent Orange, were you concerned at the time about Agent Orange being sprayed?
Nope. Wasn't aware of the danger. Wasn't aware of the long-term stuff. I don't know if anybody was. Of course, the Air Force had been spraying it in a lot larger airplanes, could cover more ground. Ours was mostly smaller projects, if you will, maybe fire bases, killing the vegetation back from the perimeter of a fire base. Not so much a long, straight line along a canal or a creek or anything like that, but We didn't know. You know, it was just spray. You know, it's going to kill the vegetation. You know, so